are social networks an accurate place for people to get information on like different issues
So based on my research, not all my research is based on that, but like there have been articles where I read, about specific social medias and like blogs and online news sources where people can, like, it's an effective way where people can like get on and learn about issues that are going on around the world and communicate a lot faster, through like, for example, like Facebook can organize a mass amount of people, even if it's not that knowledgeable. But I mean, just basic basic information out there for like a mass group to get informed. Like Twitter can also do it, and it's almost instantaneous. Those are the type of social medias that can do it, which are, I would say, a lot more attractive than other sources like blogs. That are maybe the tone in a blog is probably a little more, I don't want to say mature, but informative, sort of, yeah, a little more structure in a blog sphere.
Opposed to Facebook that sort of like tells people like snippets.
Exactly.
For them to kind of like do the research.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, so I mean, social media is an effective way to do it. It's just not, like it's definitely not the best way, but it is one of the ways to get information out there.
My second question is, how are politicians or even like individuals or organizations using media to get their views across, and is it effective?
Well, I mean, they've used media, I guess specifically like what my article talks about is the internet, right? But they obviously they have been using media for decades. Definitely the television, the radio, like newspapers, anything print is also a type of media. So yeah, they've been using these tools for a while, and I think that they're just starting to catch on. On the internet type, they're starting to see how effective the internet can be in informing people and getting people to know, their basic, I don't know, district representative or their city council members or something like that, Like, for example, the Obama administration in 2008 was like, he had a whole communications team dedicated to like online users, which attracted a lot of new users as well. It attracted people that weren't even in, like, were never really involved in politics, but just because this information was presented to them, sometimes, like it flooded their wherever they were at, like on Facebook or whatever, but it was constantly in their face, so they sort of have to pay attention to it. But yeah, politicians and candidates and elected officials are starting to catch on that the internet is one of the most effective means of media that we can use, and it's feasible. It's a lot cheaper than a television commercial, so it's better. It has a lot of benefits towards it. Works. It can work in their favor, when they're trying to get elected and trying to come up with I don't know, to get their voters rowdied up. But also it can definitely work against them. Like if a scandal breaks out, obviously people are gonna know off the bat what happens.
I was gonna ask that. Like, have you seen any like issues around like misinformed information and like what it can do in social networking and media?
Yeah, like for example, I know like obviously like on Facebook, we were just talking about Facebook, and Facebook there's a lot of people that are gonna obviously post their opinions, but at the end of the day, that's what they are, opinions. They're probably not the best knowledgeable people. They're naive about certain issues or whatever. But and it's not just social media. Obviously there can be like bad content. Like, obviously fake things that pop up, like Tupac's alive or something like that, like those things that are always constantly popping up in social medias. But they can also be other type of negative media, like, or, I mean, you can say negative media, like something cynical, like, what is it, like, not Saturday Night Live, but like John Oliver's show, that's like, it's pretty informative in a way, but like I said, let's say you were just starting to get to know into politics, or you're trying to get into government, and you saw a show like that, you would think, look at these politicians, they're fools, because obviously you have to get the satire, you have to get the irony in it,
Yeah.
But shows like that, other forms of media can also be, miscommunicated, misread. So, it does affect, it can affect the population negatively, but I mean,
like Republicans thinking the Colbert Show is legitimate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real news station.
Exactly. So, there's, negatives and positives to
And then the last question: how do you think media is going to be used in like the next presidential election?
I think that because of like, and through all my research, like there hasn't been a linkage between like Obama's success in both of his campaigns, because like there hasn't been a link between like his victory with his use of the internet. You know, like yes, he attracted more people, and I guess that might answer the question, but like throughout the research that I've seen, like there hasn't been like, oh, Obama won because he used the internet more. There hasn't been any empirical data to say that like, oh,
Like
this is
direct.
I mean, we can assume it. We can say, oh, look, he spent more money. He had an actual committee for that.
This is one of the reasons.
Yeah, exactly. But we can say that's just one of the reasons that that he's won. But I definitely think that that's the direction that not just people running for presidency or like senators, but everyone. Down from the city level to the federal level. I feel like I think everyone's gonna. If you see it now, like everyone has a website. Department of Justice has a website. The Senate has a website. The California State Assembly has a website. And then from there you can find your committee members, and it's it's like it's gonna hold people accountable, and it's also gonna be a little more transparent. But I do think that that's definitely gonna, like, the use of the internet will increase throughout the next several presidential campaigns.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Cool.